about some breaking news.
Yes.
My name is Amy Dallen. I'm joined, of course, by Joe Starr. How you doing right now?
Very good.
And
It's been a slightly large morning.
it has. We have just finished watching and enjoying and doing a bit of exploring around the incredible reveals in D&D Direct. The first of its kind, all a bunch of exciting stuff crammed into the tiniest space possible. We're still kind of reeling from it. We watched that here on the channel and then we explored the incredible Gathertown installation that D&D made for us to find little Easter eggs. And I regret to inform you that Michael and I were lost. We fell, a tentacle reached out and grabbed us off the deck of the ship, and we did not escape. So we'll find out what's going to happen with that probably at some point. If we never see Michael again, that's what happened. But okay, Direct itself contained some pretty exciting stuff. And one of those things was, a certain thing that I've heard about, that I've talked with my friends about who were sort of fond of certain pieces of D&D history. Well, hello, my good friend, Streampunk's GM, content creator, and former Geek and Sundry mate, Eric Campbell. Welcome to the stream. Are you maybe a little excited about
Hi.
something?
I am Sam to levels of excited right now. Yes,
I'm,
I'm
I'm
peaking
going to
at
let you
like
say it.
12
What was
plus.
confirmed?
It was Spelljammer. In fact, it was confirmed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Spelljammer confirmed. We are going to get into why Eric is so excited about that and why you might be hearing a lot of that from folks. But first, what is it? What did we learn and what's coming our way? I have a little bit of info on that. Spelljammer Adventures in Space is coming our way. It is a thrilling space-based adventure setting. And here, I love to do this. Set sail for the stars. Spelljammer Adventures in Space presents the astral plane as a Dungeons and Dragons campaign setting unlike any other. Home of the stars and gateway to the heavens, the astral plane teems with excitement and possibility. With the help of magic, spelljammers can cross the oceans of wild space, ply the silvery void known as the astral sea, and hop between worlds of the D&D multiverse. This is actually so. Of course, as always, you have more than one way to access this. You can get it here on D&D Beyond, and you can pre-order it now. And also, we're running a spring sale, so everything is 20% off. All the books, all the premium dice. That's going to be running until May 1st, and Spelljammer is included in that. If you pick up the physical version of this, you're going to get a hardcover box set that's going to have three 64-page hardcovers in it. So this is 3 books in one. When you buy this, you are going to get the Astral Adventurer's Guide, a hardcover book that presents the astral plane as a campaign setting, includes space-based character options, which we heard a little bit about during Direct, spells and magic items, deck plans and descriptions for spelljamming ships, and more. You're going to get Boo's Astral Menagerie, a book for dungeon masters that presents game statistics and descriptions for over 60 creatures found in wild space and the astral sea, including astral elves, cosmic horrors, lunar and solar dragons, murder comets, and space clowns. You're going to get, finally, Light of Xerxes, an adventure book to go with those other setting and monster books that is set in the astral plane and designed for characters levels 5 through 8 to take you up through those, as well as some other goodies. We're going to get a map of the Rock of Brawl. And we are going to many more. I think that's nothing else that I know or can be revealed. Oh, the other thing that's important is August 16th is when that's coming our way. Okay, that was my info dump on the gloriousness that is coming our way. Yo, Spelljammer is back. Eric, why is that such a big deal?
Oh man, it's just one of my it's personally it was the most like enchanting setting that I ever played when I first got involved with D&D back in the day. My friends and I all collected the D&D second edition, like the advanced D&D cards. They had trading cards that they came out with, and I had never heard of Spelljammer before, and we were always trading the cards to find out like who had the coolest, most wicked monsters, and we would always like compare like the AC on this monster or the Thaco on that monster, and then one my GM Curtis brought in Spelljammer cards and started showing us the absolutely wacky, like bizarre game breaking like concepts of monsters. It takes D&D, it goes so weird with D&D, it goes so weird with D&D, and I was obsessed with it ever since. Like I am beyond excited that they've decided to revisit this because Spelljammer, it's not a coincidence that over time you've seen such a rise from like the online community begging to have this weird, like totally out there setting return. It just developed such like a loving fan base over the years, and the more people hear about it, they're like, "Wait, D&D in space? How does that work?" And oh boy, I could tell you all about it. Like it's just so bizarre. I think this is a really awesome move and I cannot wait to see what they've done with it. I can already see some of the changes that they're making. I'm just like, I want to know more. I want to know more.
Yes, as always, of course, as you bring things into new editions, you get to you reimagine them, add new elements, do other things. Folks who want a
Mhm.
taste of how this might feel can check out right now the free Monstrous Compendium Volume 1, which is live on D&D Beyond, and you can get with an account over on the Wizards website. It is 10 Spelljammer monsters. 5 of them are versions of classics, and 5 are brand new. And you can get all of them right now for free to go check out a taste of what might be waiting for us. Joe, how you feeling? What are you thinking? What makes this cool to you?
The 80s of it all, well, the 70s and 80s of it all makes this very cool to me. The late 70s and early 80s are such a weird fever dream of genre, right? This is where your Krolls come from. This is where like 36 weird micro budget David Carradine fantasy movies come from that you can find if you dig to the very bottom of Amazon Prime. This is just like a joyful time period of creation uh, for me. And Eric, I think our D&D journeys were a little different, where I was very outskirts growing up, where
Mm,
I just kind of I've talked about this before ad nauseum, so I apologize if you're watching. You're like, we get it, but like
mhm.
I had my D&D was my brother had some lead miniatures and like a pamphlet and dice, and I was like, okay, and I'd roll them on a Monopoly board, and I had no idea really what I was doing. But anytime we were in like a hobby store or anything like that, I always saw Spelljammer stuff at a distance, and it just combines uh sci-fi, but then also like not a classic nautical adventures, like in a way that I think back then, I don't know if they've made sense of it now, but back then it also didn't should not have worked, but but that's what made it work. It was just like what are we
Mhm.
doing? Like, can we really smash Star Wars and Master and Commander together? And okay, sure, let's do it. And it's yeah, like you said, it's just such like an outlandish new take, or new old take rather, for
Mm.
D&D. And I think I love the Sword Coast. Sometimes I would like to leave the Sword Coast, and this is the way to do it.
Absolutely. This setting draws on a lot of my favorite things because of course obviously one of the things that underlies somebody fix that grammar for me, but one of the things behind a lot of the space exploration uh and science fiction stories that we love is that like crossover between nautical exploration and space travel and trying to imagine those journeys with comparison. So there has always been a little bit of Master and Commander in space storytelling, and to add the fantasy elements for me also works seamlessly because of course you all know from watching I'm gonna bring up comics. I'm a big X-Men fan. They have the Star Jammers, also an 80s creation,
Mhm.
who bring a lot of creativity and out there concepts and adventuring through space into that particular flavor of world. But I love that they
And a
also
lot of
draw
typos
heavily.
into my Slack messages this week.
it's
Thanks,
it's a tough
Starjammer.
one. They also draw on a rich history, obviously, of nautical storytelling, space storytelling, and a sort of a pulp and cereal flavor. Which I noticed in Direct, they made a mention of the adventure book having cliffhangers, which reminds me, of course, of traditional serial movie sort of adventure storytelling, which comes from the world of comics and comic strips specifically in a lot of ways, but made its way into important adventure serials, which were cited as influences on things like Flash Gordon and Star Wars and all of these. All the traditions are tied together, and you can draw whatever you like from them and put them on the table in your spelljamming campaign while you have space hamsters and astral elves. Come on.
Mm,
I will add
yeah.
also that the previous versions of this setting come from the 80s. From it was called Spelljammer at the side at the time, but we also know a little bit that since some of these races were potentially teased in the Unearthed Arcana last fall, we have information such as Chris Perkins confirming that the Hadesies and Plasmoids trace their origins. I'm reading from a tweet to Star Frontiers, which was an even earlier game that played an influence on Spelljammer, though the names were
Hmm.
changed when they got added to a second edition Spelljammer Monstrous Compendium Appendix. So this has many influences and many fathers. You don't need to know any of that to enjoy these when they come to our table in August, but it might help to explain why everyone is so terribly excited. Eric, what will
Mm.
you do first in Spelljammer?
I'm really looking forward to exploring the cityscape. I'm looking forward to seeing. I'm hoping we see the return of my two favorite monsters in all of Spelljammer, which is the Radiant Dragon or the Celestial Dragon, which is like uh how to like the scale of it's the largest dragon in all of D&D. Like they're giant celestial dragons that are just kilometers long. They're huge and ancient as the cosmos, and I want to see those. And Aster Eaters, which I sprang that on my party when we were doing our thing. Aster Eaters are asteroid size beholders that lurk out in space that just kind of wait for passing ships to get too close. And I hope we see returns of that stuff. Like I'm immediately going to be flipping to the monster manual when I first get it. That's the first thing I'm going to do.
Which it's boo themed. It's a boo themed monster manual. It just makes me so happy. Joe,
Mm,
what's the first thing you're gonna do in Spelljammer?
Buh, uh, I'm going to be digging into the to the adventure book. I love the episodic approach that they're taking to each individual adventure. I think that's just such a fun, just small little like wonderfully thematic refresh for how to approach a Spelljammer campaign. I think that's such a fun idea to just really give like a great old timey Buck Rogers feel, to your crew. So I'm super excited about that. I'm also 100% going to start doing some really terrible drawings of what my idea of Spelljammer ship should look like. I'm going to go full on uh first to fourth grade drawing when he should be working Joe. And so Amy, if I'm ever just not answering questions in meetings, you know that it's because I have a spiral notebook open and I am drawing pew pews being fired at a stick figure elf falling off of a
mm.
Mm.
poorly drawn ship.
Can't talk spelljamming.
Oh
That
damn it,
is
can't talk.
legit, and I respect it, frankly. For folks who want to know more about this, there is an article up on the website right now. The link should be running through chat or in the description. And that will tell you all you need to know that we know so far about what's coming our way with Spelljammer Adventures in Space. And my answer to what I'm going to do first is that I am going to roll up the new character options. Y'all, they're
Plasmoid.
bringing them. They're official. I can be an astral elf. I can be an auto gnome. I can be a GIF and or GIF. They sent these out with
Mhm.
direct. Look,
It's a gif. It's a gif.
Those look so cool. Those look so cool.
I can be a Frekreen, I can be a Hadesy, and I can be a Plasmoid. So I am doing all of
Mhm.
that immediately.
Yeah.
That is my first stop when I get my hands on Spelljammer Adventures in Space.
Yep.
And I
Got my
can't
for
wait for
cream.
that to um and that will be coming our way in August. But speaking of dates, Eric, is there anything special about today for you other than your favorite setting ever coming back to D&D?
Oh no, this is like those moments at a restaurant where someone's like, "Hey, it's their birthday, sing a song for them." Um, yeah, no, this was a very welcomed birthday invitation announcement thing that's happening today for me. I'm my face is going to hurt so much by the end of today. I can already feel like the smile muscle starting to just give way. I'm going to be pretty slack this evening. But yes, I'm very very thrilled. This is a good day. This is a good day to be
A
Eric.
very happy birthday to Eric Campbell, on which Wizards
Thank
has
you.
arranged to announce the return of Spelljammer, and the rest of us can never
Yes,
get you a
thank you.
present because we will be thoroughly embarrassed in comparison. Um,
This is
you
very
can pre-order
clearly
that
planned.
You can pre-order that
Yep.
right now on the website. It is part of our spring sale, 20% off everything in the store. We have a brand new set of gorgeous dice, the Call of the Corrupted dice that have just come out and are part of that sale. Don't forget, you can still pre-order Journeys to the Radiant Citadel. You can pre-order Morning Kingdom Presents Monsters of the Multiverse. You could be watching our Another Deep campaign. And of course, please make sure to keep an eye out because Jasper's Game Week is coming back. And the auctions to play at a Jasper's Game Day table for part of our charity collaboration with that wonderful organization which promotes mental health and suicide prevention. Those auctions are live right now. So if you're watching this, check it out. There's a limited time to bid for seats there. You'll hear lots more from us about us from that. That link is also running through chat. And it's friggin' Spelljammer Day. Let us know what you're gonna do first in the comments.